We're here today to check out some more cricket.
But should we just call it like Cricket Tuesday or something like that?
Cricket Tuesday.
Cricket Tuesday.
Cricket Tuesday.
It was repeating itself. I was like, anyone just see that?
It's so true, though.
Okay, well, first of all,
true.
Mitch Johnson, Brett Lee, MS Dhoni. With all that boring stuff out of the way, this is a very important, momentous occasion. All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
Gabe, Gaitonde, the Night Watchman, losing my mind. You guys know what it is. What's up, Nick?
Not much at all. You know, don't forget if I'm wearing this shirt to give this video a like early on, right at the beginning. But welcome back to another episode of Cricket Tuesday. Now, you know what's funny is I know there's always a lag, but every time we do that, we're always in sync on my end. But I know like in the finished product, there's like a few second lag. So, I mean, it is what it is. But just so you know, in Nick land, that was perfectly in sync. Gabe, why do you like cricket?
Why do I like cricket? Why not? Why don't I like cricket? First and foremost, I get to spend hours upon hours watching games and not dealing with my wife and kids. Let's be honest, guys. Those of us that love sports, look, every husband's like, yes. Have you ever seen that Thanksgiving episode where on Friends, where Chandler doesn't know anything about football, but he's pretending he's football? He's like, who's winning? I don't know. I just holler every once in a while, so she thinks I'm interested in the game. That way, I don't have to help out in the kitchen. No, I'm joking.
What does he say? He said like Robertson just scored. There's no Robertson.
That's a funny one, bro. I think that just sports in general, man, are ingrained into us. Either you're a sports fan or you're not. You know what I mean? And if you're a sports fan and you dive into a sport, then you can find an aspect about it, just the competition period that you enjoy. Bro, I've sat there and watched the Olympics and been like, come on, women's figure skating team, let's go. You know what I mean? Fired up because that competition, you know what I mean? But cricket specifically, bro, come on, man. It's like I said, I feel like it is the birthplace of baseball. Okay, the games are so close, so similar, and I've truly come to appreciate the games because what I love the most. My son's a pitcher in high school right now. He just actually got clocked at the combine. I'm gonna put his stats on our Twitter just to throw it out there or whatnot. But you know, it's bowling and pitching, and they're so similar. And anyone who's ever done it, man, I'm telling you, it is not an easy thing to do. And I'm just fascinated by it. You know, it's funny though, because more and more, and that's what this video is. If you guys read the title, he's like, why is he talking about bowling? That's what I love. But if you think about it, the game is evolving just like baseball is to more offense. Everybody loves the offense. Everybody loves the sixes.
Is that what happened in India just recently? All the offense?
No, and everybody hated that game. I was sitting here like, yum, delicioso. Give me another wicket. Tasty. You know what I mean? Give me another scalp. But no, everybody wants sixes. Everybody loves the universe boss. Everybody loves Ricky Ponting, whose video we're about to watch.
You're telling me you like those wickets? You do understand that 20 of those 30 wickets was from England, right? I mean, you are a glutton for punishment. Listen, one of the reasons I love cricket is because of the offense, because of the batting, and especially the six, because in baseball, the homers, we've come to, be used to it every game. There better be a home run. And in cricket, there's going to be some sixes, maybe one in every game, even a test match, but these matches are much longer. So when you get those sixes, especially in tests, it's just a beautiful thing. It absolutely is. In T20, you're going to see yourself quite a few sixes. We're not going to lie about that. ODI, maybe a few more often. But we are checking out Ricky Ponting today, like Gabe said. Ricky Ponting, an Australian cricketing legend. This guy, I mean, he just always looks like he's fired up. He always looks like, don't you dare talk back to me, even though he might be the same size as I am. Who knows? I'm not a very tall man. But, we could be looking at quite possibly, Gabe, the next Australian coach?
Bro,
Possibly?
I'm telling you, I did that Australian Woes cricket combos. A couple people put it in the comments, but even before that, I had heard on the Twitter sphere, and if you go online, you read different things, that at the very minimum, they're looking at, because JL apparently hates T20, and he was really upset about the T20 and the test schedules, basically intermingling, right? Like, what do you mean we're playing test, then T20, then, you know what I mean? Like he wants it almost to be separate seasons. That's just not how it is. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? So there's been talks, because Ricky Ponting has been successful with DC, right? And he has experience in limited overs and T20, that, well, maybe JL won't be sacked, but maybe, because he himself is saying the pressure of coaching the 3 teams is getting to him. Maybe Ricky Ponting will be the T20 coach. You know what I'm saying? And, or I'm sorry, the head coach for the T20 team. I listen. Those are just rumors. Again, beat reporters, people talking. Cricket Australia has said nothing to that point, but it's interesting to note that JL himself in the article did say, the pressure of coaching all 3 teams has gotten to him, and the fact that he was upset about how the 2 schedules overlapped each other between T20 and Test.
Yeah, well, we know Ricky Ponting has been brought on from time to time to help out with JL. He's brought him in himself to help out coach and whatnot. I don't know how I feel about, and I understand. I can only respect the amount of pressure, the amount of time that goes into being a coach of an international squad where you have 3 different formats to think about. And maybe other teams do this, but to have like a T20 coach and then have like, say, a test coach and then maybe ODI or someone's crossing, you're talking about some of the same players. And so that can get kind of heated and kind of interesting. Like, how come you get this certain player at this time? I need this certain player for my schedule. So all that being said, we'll talk about that much later, much more often if it becomes more of a story. But we're going to go ahead and check out this video. This video has 7 sixes in the title. I better be seeing 7 sixes in a row, because that's what the title says. Robalinda 2 is the man. I follow him on Twitter and on YouTube with his community posts. And once again, he allows us to watch some of his videos. So we appreciate that. Don't forget to check out his channel if you have not already. How can you call yourself a true cricket fan if you've not checked out his channel? But let's go ahead and jump into this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe here. I know you haven't done it yet, so go ahead and like and subscribe. We appreciate that. And Gabe, give us a countdown.
And in 3, 2, 1. Oh, he just stepped up on the crease.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Kumble he took deep?
You know it. Look at those jerseys. Those are kind of cool. The little lines going on the shoulders.
The Fila jersey, yeah, that's dope. Stepped up in the crease.
He knew he was going to go for that one. He's like, you're not going to stop me here.
Excellent shot.
Wally Karthik. Lefty. Oh! Take that, Southpaw.
Wow!
Oh, gosh.
Races to his 15 style. He gets to
Did you say Universe Boss style? Jeez.
Dude. He destroyed that ball.
Look at the score. 237 for 2. This is an ODI match, obviously. They got the colored jerseys. 237 for 2. And this is in India, I'm pretty sure.
Gone a long, long way.
Oh.
Big shout.
That's like the equivalent of like a suicide squeeze, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That 6 was just stunning. Backed himself.
Jeez.
Went a long way down. It's pretty well bowled. It's the slowness of
That's got to be a scary thing for a bowler when you see the batsman running up on the pitch.
Just superb.
35th half-century for Ricky Ponting.
Now this is the 40th over, so you know they're turning up the score quite a bit. They got 2 wickets and is all. They have 8 wickets left. Oh man!
Good use of the feet. Had to take the chance. Give it the kitchen sink. Was in the air for a long time.
There's another one.
Oh man!
Wow.
Another 6.
That's a line drive 6.
Jeez.
It was Varun and he'll need a stick.
Look at that guy's like six call. He like keeps going up and up with his
Even though he
hands.
closed the face on
That's
us, didn't
interesting.
quite get a good chunk of it.
I was thinking the
Got
same
enough of
thing.
it. Just see it
That one
point
just
into
barely made it.
closes
It's a
the
rainbow
face.
shot.
Gets it near the bottom of the
Like
blade.
you said, line drive.
2 sixes in this over.
Ah,
Top.
Gosh.
jeez
And very
Louise.
clean and very long.
Hey, look at this guy. It's like November. This guy's feasting.
Cricket watchers around the world
Good.
seeing Ricky Ponting stepping up a gear. And that's in the slot. The length is the key there.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself some of
Right
that
in the
trajectory
zone
right
to go
there.
through with that.
Bro, you got to feel for the bowlers right now.
Beautiful finish.
Like, what do I got to do to get
Why?
this guy
Nice
out?
little punch
Why?
from the bottom hand.
Do your job.
Six.
Oh,
And then
You don't like
incredible.
those
No
sixes? Then
fours,
get him out.
But 4 sixes.
he's getting pumped.
Look at that graphic. That is way with the future right
Look
there.
at this for his execution of a shot. Transfer of body weight right into the shot and the direction where he wanted to hit it. And it was into the stands.
Wow.
He's unloading.
Oh, man.
Certainly
Oh, they
is.
threw it right
Doesn't
back
wanna
right
deal
away.
in fours.
It's
that out of
raining
He's dealing in
sixes.
sixes. That is the 5th one he's hit. Not going along the carpet today.
Ooh.
He's not satisfied with that. He has gone
Angry
right over the
about it.
top again. And the crowd are in danger. Peppering it in there. That is beautiful to watch.
The crowd's in danger. Oh, he's just messing with them.
Matches have gone against these two teams. In the air.
No way.
Man,
And it's gone all the way. Is it?
He did not use Dhoni's helicopter shot to hit a six against India. You got to be kidding me.
Looked like it was just landing
not
on
just that, but he used everything he had, all parts of his body and his momentum and everything to get that over that boundary. That was impressive.
Let's have a close look here.
Yeah, it went over.
Land, please. Oh, that's gone.
Yep.
So
More than
Ponting
over.
doesn't get his first boundary 4 of the day. I don't know what he's got in
Oh,
that
too bad.
Sanjay, but it's working.
Well, it's a bat that cannot hit the boundaries, but he's got the first
That was a
score of
six?
his innings.
How
Wow.
did that go? Oh, my
How
gosh.
often has that happened? First
That was
score
like a
after
hover
6
ball right
sixes.
there. That just hovered over the surface. And
He's seeing
him
the
smiling. He's
funny
like,
side,
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I wonder the Indians will see it.
I don't think they will.
How did it even
Not very
stay
easy
up
in
that
there,
long?
Indian
That
captain
thing was a
feels on
missile.
ball.
That was crazy.
Give it
Oh!
the shot. It's gone up in the air. Nobody there to save that. And another reconfirmation needed by AB Jayaprakash before he can make
On
the
the
signal.
onside
The arms
there.
go up in the air.
How
I thought that would
how
be the
short are
second
these
spot,
boundaries?
but it
Is
a
it Sardar? What are you-
6,
seriously?
338 for 2.
Oh,
man. So I mean, it wasn't exactly 7 like in a row, but I mean that doesn't really happen too often. So I was like,
it ended up
wow.
being it ended up being 8, right? I think it was actually.
Well,
8
I mean, in a
sixes.
row though, like it wasn't like ball
Oh,
after ball
yeah,
after
yeah.
ball, or for
Right,
him
right,
at least, you know. I mean, unless he wasn't at strike for 4 overs at one point, but still, I mean, he went on a field day with those sixes. And the crazy thing is, after he hit 4 sixes, his score was like 66, right?
Right.
So those 4 sixes alone, that's 16 runs. So he had a half century before he started launching sixes. And then he just kept hitting more and more. I mean, he was enjoying himself a day at the yard right there.
You know who Ricky Ponting reminds me of, and the majority of our audience is going to have no idea who I'm talking about. But Dustin Pedroia, because he's not a big dude, right? He's a shorter dude, right? It's like dude, like
Might
you
be
said,
bigger
about
than Dustin Pedroia, but yeah.
about your size, right? Probably about 5'8". You know, not the biggest dude. My point is, when this dude comes up, he swings out of his shoes, bro. Out of his shoes. He puts everything into the swing, brother. And it's like, oh man, he attacks that ball with such you know what I mean? With such malice, bro. And you know, it could be an easy way to get dismissed. If I'm a bowler, I'm thinking I'm gonna hit him with the slower ball. I'm gonna try to deceive this dude because when you come and you're stepping up in the crease that far, you know what I'm saying? You gotta use that batter's aggression against them. I felt for the bowlers. I'm like, man, them guys are gonna be sitting on the couch. Like, Doc, I don't know. I tried the solar ball, that didn't work. I tried the Yorker, it didn't work. You know, I can still see that 1-6 that hasn't landed. You know, my family will no longer talk to me. My wife has emasculated. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Like, that's what happens after that kind of performance,
On the
bro.
couch.
Oh, he's on the couch, bro. On the
He's
couch.
on the couch talking to the therapist, and it's like the therapist is like, dude, that was like 18 years ago. Get over it. Let it go.
Where'd you get the tape? Where'd you get the tape?
He's like, I put the fans' lives in danger of Ricky Ponting sixes. That was a hilarious comment by the commentator. These guys are gold sometimes when they're like, you know, the Indians fans' lives are at stake. I mean,
that was hilarious, bro. That was hilarious. But
the thing about Ricky Ponting is, you know, and again, cricket is different than other sports. Like football, you got to be big, taller the better. Basketball, same kind of thing. You don't have to be big, but you want to have some height to it. You want to have some strength to you. Baseball, you know, we've gotten used to home runs and the muscular body types or whatever. Cricket, you don't need that. But Ricky Ponting, I mean, he's such a legend. So for people that have grown up knowing about him, might sound blasphemous, but for us, we're still relatively new. He seems like just like a regular guy, right? He just seems like a regular guy, might be your next door neighbor, but this guy can play some serious cricket. And again, from what I have learned about him, it's about his fire. It's about his tenacity. It's about his leadership, which helped him to be who he is. And I know there's some people that disagree with this or that based on his style, but the guy was successful and the guy was extremely talented. I mean, he was able to use all the leverage he had to pump those sixes in all different directions. And it seems to me that he is one of those cricketers, and maybe there's a lot of them, but I just don't imagine there's too many athletes like this in the world, where he can basically decide, I'm going to go for a six right now. Because he knows the situation, he knows the tendencies, he knows more than likely where the length's going to be or where the ball's going to come. And he just had, like, he was messing around. He was hitting those sixes when he wanted, and then he was doing a little, I call it a little slap shot behind him to get that single run, or he was just going for like a two. Like the guy said, like he's still looking for his first 4 boundary.
Right.
I mean, it seemed like he can do whatever he wants. And when you have a batsman like that in cricket, and you're the bowler, you're talking about the bowlers, it's just all about containing, my friend. That's all it is.
You know, when we're talking about Ricky Ponting, right? We said he's actually 5'10", so he's a little taller than it looks. But here's some just impressive numbers for Ricky Ponting. All right, Nick, in 168 matches and 168 test matches from 95 to 2012, he scored 13,378 runs. His average was a half century, 51.9. That was his average, 51.9. And he had 41 centuries and 62 50s or half centuries in test. ODI, 82 half centuries, 30 centuries, 375 matches. He scored 13,704 in ODI. And in T20, looks like he only played 4 years T20 for whatever reason. 17 matches, 16 innings. He scored 400 runs and only had 250s. So again, that obviously must have been, it's not
T20 came in late. T20 came in later. So I mean, he had played for a little while before T20 came in. Is what I'm assuming.
Right. But I mean, the guy, like you said, is an absolute legend. The guy's an absolute legend. Possibly, again, not putting the rumors out there, but I'm just repeating what I've heard. He may be, if not the head coach of the Australian cricket team in general, they may be giving him the T20 responsibilities or whatnot. He currently coaches in IPL T20, so it would only make sense. And somebody did make a comment And I think it was Hond. It might have been Hond on my video on Australia's woes. And he said, part of the problem with Australia is that currently they're focusing a lot on T20, right? A lot of teams are right now focusing on T20 because they want they want to get to that championship or whatnot. But Australia is focusing on T20, and the fact that their players both play not just T20, but they play in the IPL and the BBL, bro. It's hard to change that mentality to go from T20 to test. You know what I'm saying? T20 to ODI is a little different. We saw this was an ODI, so it's more of that attacking format. But test is a special skill set. You got to be defensive. You got to be able to last. And if your players are playing a lot of one format, then it would only stand to reason that, you know what I mean? It's muscle memory, bro. It's like going to the batting cages. People don't understand in baseball, for instance, and I'm sure because I've seen Virat Kohli doing it. You people want to know why he's so great? Because Virat Kohli's in the cages or you guys call him the nets, in the nets on his days off, cousin, raking. It's muscle memory. You keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Derek Jeter on his last literal day had the press show up as usual 4 hours before the game because his pregame routine was to hit 500 balls off of a tee in the cages underneath Yankee Stadium. That's what he always did. But if you're practicing on doing one thing over and over and over and over again, it's not that easy to switch it back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there may be some argument to maybe not having players play both, especially, which is why I understand JO's argument, during the same season. Does that make sense, Nick? Have a test season, then have a T20 season, or you could even intermingle T20 and ODI, but to have players go from test directly to T20 back to test, you know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, but there are teams that are able to do it, There are teams that are able to switch and have success, and I'd have a hard time telling, like a Pat Cummings, like you can only play T20. You can't play tests. Like, really? Okay, you don't want to utilize me? That's up to you. Like that'd be really tough. You were talking about Ricky Ponting and his stats. You said 60 half centuries and 40 centuries. To me, that's, out of he almost moved. 66% of his half centuries went to centuries. That's incredible. You don't see that too often. So, I mean, this guy was a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what your thoughts are on Ricky Ponting. Don't forget to comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time,
we know all things.